Hello, my name is Alessandro Baronti, President of the Rigo RAM. The training module of today is a generational demographic. From baby boomer to Generation Z, each generation has its own defining political and cultural traits that have characterized their coming of age and shopping habits. As of now, there are four major generational demographics that economists have recognized as distinctive markets: Baby Boomer, Generation X, Generation Y, more popularly known as a Millennial, and Generation Z, each of which is unique in their perspective and marketing tactics and purchasing preferences. If you want to connect and communicate with an evolving patient consumer's expectation, you have to adapt and deliver an experience in a way that accommodates all of the options that these groups are connecting with. This training will provide you with all of the data you need to know just to understand what each generation is exactly looking for, so you can then connect the dots. So let's analyze each one of the generation and let's understand in depth all of the info to really be able to empower you with the information that you need to overcome this communication barrier. We're going to talk about the baby boomer, the Generation X, Generation Y, and the Generation Z. Baby boomer is the generation born in between 1946 and 1964. The root of boomers' brick and mortar preference is completely tied to the high expectation of customer service. Stay true to this concept. Leverage on the professional service and customer service that you provide in your practice, and you're going to create a strong connection with this specific generation. This specific generation seek for convenience. They find shopping stressful. So in this case, try to do the best that you can to help them throughout the selection of the product, and to address the convenience, integrate a full omni-channel experience to really be able to expand the overall accessibility of your inventory. 37% of them like to explore an optical environment, but most of them have an aversion to browsing. So in this specific case, vignette type of product merchandising with very specific wayfinding that directs them to a specific area to experience a product collection is indicated to create a connection with them. They have enough spending power not to hunt for bargains, so no need to go the extra mile to set up a specific value center in your practice. 85% of them research a product on their web browser. 66% of them make regular purchases via web devices. However, 84% of them prefer a brick and mortar type of experience. 67% of them also prefers to buy an items in your optical environment, even if the same type of a product is available online. They see immense value in brands and also see immense value in interacting with you as a professional and also as an educator, inspiring them to really be able to engage the product because they not only want the product, but they also need the product to enhance their vision. This generation will follow you as a valuable associate. That's how much they care about you. So you really have a connection with this specific generation. 82% of them are on social media, but it is unlikely that they get influence on shopping behavior based on the message of social media. 12% of them look for advice from family and friends, so word of mouth is very relevant to them. Interest is sparked by reported brand popularity on a new or unfamiliar brand. So report brand popularity can actually be an engaging factor for them. Generation X are those individuals born between 1965 and 1980. To avoid regrets in their purchases, Generation Xers won't invest in a product until they have researched it thoroughly, which is why they make extensive use of search engine, online review, and social media network before making a purchase. This is one of the reasons why it's so relevant for you to fully integrate a social media strategy to make sure that you have a top ranking in type of engine like Yelp, another type of review type of engine. This generation is relevant. They represent 25% of the population, 31% of the current US income. They shop more conservatively than any other generation. And what is relevant to them? They're skeptical about the marketing tactics, so avoid that. They seek for proof of performance. So make sure you are empowered and you empower your staff with data. They extensively research a product and get influenced by product review on social media. So be very careful with that. They seek for strong product visibility and accessibility. So visual merchandising to level of excellence is really critical with these specific consumers. They will get completely turned off if they look at your board and they see just 1,000 frames and everything looks alike. They also communicate with email and text messages. So what a great idea when that job is ready for this specific generation to actually take a picture of the frame with the case, with the package, and actually send a text message to that specific patient, say, Susie, your eyewear is ready for pickup. And boom, you send them a text message with a picture of the image of the product. Generation Y Millennial, born between 1981 and 1997. Millennials say word of mouth is a key influence of their purchasing decision. So the question you have to ask yourself, how is a word of mouth today traveling? In the old days, it used to be like I say so to somebody else, like I had a great experience going to a restaurant and now I'm sharing that experience by word of mouth. Today, word of mouth travels on social media. So really promoting your practice on social media to connect with this type of consumers is also essential. So what is relevant to them? They're addicted to the web. 68% of them demand convenience and omnichannel. We heard that before, right? So think about it. Integrating this solution now is going to help you to connect with multiple generations. More likely to shop in stores versus online as long as omnichannel is integrated. Wow, we're hearing that once again. They love to browse for options among several brands. So having those 20 brands, which is the right balance, is going to be critical to give them the perception that you have enough product for them to choose from. They see shopping as a social event. They love shopping and see it as fun and relaxing. Completely the opposite of other generation. Interesting, right? 60% of them enjoy to shop with other people and seek advice. That's why sometimes they tell you, I need to think about it. Or they take pictures and they send it to their family and friend to seek for advice on that. 68% are influenced by social media and share product selection before the purchase. That's exactly what my daughter does. When we go shopping together, she takes pictures of items, she posts them on their social media. In a matter of couple of minutes, she makes a purchasing decision based on the likes that she gets as a response of the posting. It's pretty sick, right? But that's the way that it works these days. 84% are influenced by user-generated content, also on social media. 90% of them research a product review online, and 82% of them say that word of mouth is a key influence. They're skeptical about marketing tactics. This is the second time that we hear this. They reject retailers that push product through messaging. So be very careful with these specific actions that you may consider taking to promote your practice. Generation Z is the generation born between 1998 and 2010. Despite being inundated with digital content, this specific generation still prefers to shop in store versus online. However, to do so, the store experience must appeal to them. So this concept of creating a memorable experience throughout the optical retail environment is becoming more and more compelling as we go throughout this learning segment. So what is relevant to them? They love storytelling, so think about how you romance the product in your practice. They love to post their stories on social media, and they also enjoy the feedback. So are you providing an environment where actually your patient can do that in your actual practice? What an idea to be able to connect with this type of consumers like other retail environments are actually doing today. 40% of them are giving online reviews. So this is going to be the generation that is actually going to post a Yelp review online. They prefer in-store shopping experience versus online. However, they seek a tech stores experience which equals to omnichannel. Shopping online, pick up in stores is also relevant to them. They love wallet-friendly type of incentive. So this specific generation is going to be driven by saving, by coupon, by incentive, by 50% off on the second pair, and so on and so on. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this training segment.